Okay, let's begin our video today. Okay, so morning everyone. Welcome back to my live broadcast. So today is 20th October 2020 Tuesday, right? And today we're going to talk about the third quarter earnings report for Tesla and Netflix. And for these two companies, is it right timing to buy when we are going to have the earnings report? So for Tesla, it comes the report comes a Wednesday, right? So after the bell, Wednesday after the bell, and for Netflix it's Tuesday. Okay, so today there will be the report will be out for Netflix. Okay, and then secondly we'll talk about for the previously quite popular in Singapore shares, Ifast and Jiutian, right? I have mentioned these two shares in previous videos, and I believe if you have followed my videos, you have been able to capture the opportunities for these two shares, right? So it has been quite strong recently. So people are feeling that it's wow so high now. People feels frightened by the height. So is it a timing to sell or not? So that's the second topic for today. And the third part, we'll talk about the individual stock diagnosis. So I need to remind you again, get your individual stocks prepared in advance, right? So better you can write them down now. If you are convenient, you can write them down now so that later when it's the time for diagnosis, we will begin immediately. So I don't have to wait for you because it will be a waste of time for both you and for me. Okay, and okay, so let's talk about the first part about the earnings report, right? So recently, actually, a lot of companies have issued their earnings report for third quarter. And last week we have the banks, right? The U.S. banks, and then for this week we also got some companies. For example, yesterday IBM just issued its earning reports Monday, right? So tonight, apart from Netflix, who is going to issue its earnings, we also have Snap, right? And then Wednesday we have Tesla, and apart from Tesla, we have several others: Thermo Fisher, Scientific, and Verizon, right? And for Thursday, we have some airline companies issuing their earnings report for third quarter, including American Airline and Southwest Airline. So, and also apart from the airline companies, we have Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola. I mentioned Coca-Cola right before in my videos. Actually, you also can pay attention to this one. But Coca-Cola is not the role for today. Okay, it's not the topic for today. And yeah, so then faced with the coming of the reports, right? So is it a good timing to buy for Tesla and Netflix? Because these two shares are the most popular among investors. A lot of people are concerned with these two individual stocks. That's why I choose to talk about the earning reports for these two shares. Okay, so firstly, let's check the Netflix, right? So for Netflix, let's go to the candlestick chart first for Netflix. So where is this stock is now, the position for Netflix, right? Netflix. Okay, so what we see for Netflix is previously we have two Tai Chi signal, right? So this first yellow Tai Chi signal now the price already above the high price of the previous yellow Taichi signal, and the second yellow Taichi signal here is acting as very strong resistance for the current price. So we see the price has tried to break up the resistance. So several days ago, 13th October, we have the first recircle. The following day, we have the price higher than the high price of the first recircle candle, right? We said it might have opportunity, but faced with a strong resistance here, the price failed to break up the resistance, and for short term, it turned to a white circle, right? So how about now? Do we have a chance now for Netflix, considering the report is coming very soon, right? So what we know is for Netflix, we are focusing, or the investors are mostly focusing on the company's subscriber increase, right? So for the first quarter, the increase is 16 million. That's a gigantic number, right? And the second quarter, that's 10 million, also quite a big one. So because this, for the first two quarters, the reason why the increase is so big is because of the COVID-19, right? People all stay at home, so go to Netflix, right, for entertainment. People have more time for entertainment, right? So then the problem is when up until now, right, for the third quarter, it's likely that or it's certain that the number cannot increase at such a big at such a fast speed any longer, right? We see first quarter 60 million, second quarter 10 million, and third quarter should be less, right? So now the Wall Street analysts, they are expecting the number increase of the number should be more than 3 million for third quarter. So compared with the first two quarters, that's a big drop, right? But that's understandable. And also 3 million is not a very low figure, right? So compared with the first two quarters, it seems like quite a big drop, but it's still quite a big number, right? Big number of increase, and this is the analyst's expectation, more than 3 million. So we're waiting for the final results, the coming the earnings report out, then we will see the exact figure, right? And as a streaming company, Netflix has to what we are focusing on is that whether or not it can keep its edge in the field, because we know some other companies are also developing their own streaming business. For example, we know Walt Disney also is developing its streaming business, right? So we need to focus on whether or not Netflix can keep its competitive capacity, its edge in this field, right? So means what this company will say about its fourth quarter prospect, and maybe the prospect for 2021 will be very important. Okay, so this company, generally speaking, it is good. So the prospect for future will be bright, right? So this is for sure. Only that the current the third quarter report now may not bring investors big surprises, right? So means now it's now like after the issuing of the report, the price can suddenly change quite dramatically now, right here. And then if the results turn out to be optimistic, and people feel much more confidence in the company's future, maybe it's possible that after the report we will have another recircle again here, right? So if we have another recircle again, then we can consider to buy again for at least short term. And for short term, the resistance would be around the previous yellow Tai Chi signal. The low price is 470.51 US dollar. The high price for that yellow Tai Chi is $502.49. $502.49. Okay, so if in near future we have another buy point again after the report, let's say tonight or tomorrow, we have a buy point again, we can consider to buy, but we need to check or focus or wait and see whether or not the price can break up the resistance here mentioned. If the price can break up the resistance here, then the price can continue going up further in future, because for this share the price is keeping hitting new highs, right? So means no resistance above. So if it can break up the previous high, there will be greater rising space for Netflix. Generally speaking, this company is a good one to monitor recently, especially after the report is out Wednesday, right? So we can see whether or not we have opportunity to buy for Netflix. Okay, so sorry, Netflix is tonight, right? Tuesday. So Tesla is Wednesday. Okay, so Tesla is Wednesday. Okay, so here, let's go to Tesla. Just now we have finished Netflix, right? And then let's check Tesla. Okay, so for Tesla, we also have Tai Chi signal previously, right? Okay, and what we know about Tesla is for on 2nd October, Tesla already announced record delivery and also production figures for Q3, and with a delivery of almost 140,000 electric cars. So it beat the Wall Street estimate of 129,950 vehicle cars. Okay, so that's why for Tesla the momentum, upward momentum, has been quite strong all the time, right? And then after the report is out tomorrow, right? So Wednesday, if the all turns out to be quite good, right? And then possible that we will have another buy point again, because people have great confidence in this company, that's for sure. And if the results not that bad, then the price might give us another buy point again in near future. Currently, for last night, the circle already turned white, right? But this is the sideways area, right? When we are faced with the sideways area, the indicators might not be effective. They are rendered powerless in the sideways area, right? So that's why we see recently the red and white circle turn color frequently, right? But if in near future, after the report is out, we have another buy point again, still can try, and the resistance would be the previous yellow Tai Chi signal, right? So here, zoom in for you to check the details. The low price of the yellow Tai Chi signal, that's around $470.51, and the high price is $502.49 for Tesla. Okay, so means this one also can keep a close eye on it and follow the indicators to trade, to buy and to stop loss, because the software here, the success rate is not 100. It's not 100. So if we failed, then we only need to follow the indicators to stop loss. As long as we do it, we can always make sure that we lose small amounts and maybe break even. But once we catch some opportunities, it will be great profits and some handsome profit sometimes, some great profit sometimes. So means in the end, you earn much more than you lose. That's the spirit for how we homely make profit in the stock market. It's not 100% accuracy rate. For example, Tesla, when we have the first recycle and the second day, we have the buy point here confirmed, right? But after that, the price didn't go up. A job first, right? A job first. Doesn't matter if the price didn't go up. A job first. Follow the indicator to stop loss. Stop loss, if we have another buy point again, we can try to buy again. So it's not that effective recently because it's the sideways area. And of course, this time we failed, but we don't have to participate every time in the sideways area because this is also the first recycle, but this recycle is never confirmed. The buy point here is never confirmed because the following day the close price is lower than the high price of the first recycle candle. So this time actually no need to buy. Only this recent time we have tried but failed. But doesn't matter because small loss. But in future, if Tesla went up by another 20 or 30% again, you will definitely be able to catch it. Okay, and this is for these two companies. Okay, and then second part, let's talk about the popular, the superstar Singapore shares, Ifast and Jiutian Chemical, right? And firstly, for Ifast, we see that now it's recycle, right? And recycle, actually, you can follow it. When do we sell? If the circle turn white, we can sell. So when it turns white, I assure you, you will be able to secure majority of your profits for this rally. And then if we check the real time for Ifast now, it went up again today, right? So now the profit is 6% for today. So as long as it's a recycle, can keep holding. Why we have confidence? Because the big boys, more than 75%, are almost all the time, right? So, and now recently, it's nearly 100%, right? The big boys. So, of course, for such kind of strong stocks, big boys taking full control, we can keep holding. For short term, you follow the first Y circle to sell. Okay, if no Y circle, keep holding. This is how you can maximize your profit, especially for those quite strong stocks who the price of which have gone up a lot for a short time. Many people may feel frightened, right, by the height. But if you are fearful, then you sell. Then the most likely you will miss the greater rises in future. It happens a lot in the history. If you go back and check previously, the Singapore superstar Superstars, MyTech, a Reward Stone, right? And AEM. How many of you have bought but sold away after some profits, and then after you sold away, then you regret because it went up further, even more than more than previously, even greater rises than previously, so you regret, right? And actually, for such kind of stock as Ifast, I recommend that you can buy and hold for medium term to long term, but not now. I'm not saying that now you can buy and hold for medium term. Currently, it's definitely too high, but previously, when we have the, let's say this is the first recycle, right? And when we have the price finally break up the high price of the first recycle here, right? And we check the candle is this one, right? If you have bought on that candle 7th October, right? This is after a long time sideways, right? So we say if you want to buy for medium term to long term, you better buy after a significant correction, right? So on 7th October, that is actually when we have a long time sideways, which is considered as a significant correction here, because the sideways begins in August 11th, it ends in October, 2 months sideways. That's a significant correction. So you buy here, actually you can even hold for medium term to long term, not just for short term trading. For short term trading, yeah, you follow the circle, you can buy low and sell high. But if you keep some of your positions for medium term trading for Ifast, that also will be a good choice for you to maximize your profits. Okay, so this is for Ifast. Short term trading, follow the first white circle in future to sell. And if you have bought previously at a low position, either 7th October or maybe even earlier, previously when the price firstly break up all the homely rainbow lines around May this year, and you have keep holding until now, you definitely can keep holding, continue keep holding into future, unless the price in future break down the yellow lines, then you have to consider leave for medium term to long term trading. Okay, so this is for Ifast. And then how about Jiutian Chemical? Jiutian Chemical is also quite strong, right? So because currently we don't have any sign of sell points, so for short term can just keep holding. To tell you the truth, you follow the first white circle to sell, most of the times it's quite in time. You can secure the biggest amount of profit for short-term trading. So no need to worry that currently it's already too high. Okay? Of course, if it's white circle, first white circle you sell, it might not be the very high point, but it will be quite close to the high. Okay, so for Jiutian Chemical also, if you have bought previously, when the price break up the gathering area of the homely rainbow, you actually can keep holding until now because the price never dropped below the yellow lines of homely rainbow. Meanwhile, we see the big boys here. It can remain above 50% at least for a long time. This is the feature shared by all bullish shares. Whatever market it belongs to, as long as for the share, the big boys can remain above 50% or even 75% quite stably for a while. This is the bullish or maybe super bullish shares which you can buy and keep holding for medium term to long term. Precondition, your buy point should be a low position, should be after a significant medium term at least correction. Okay, for that's for medium term. Short term, The circle will help you solve the problem, short-term entry points and short-term exit points. Okay, so that's for today's sharing. That's about today's sharing. Let me check your individual stocks. What stocks you would like to diagnose? Okay, so for DDOG, this one already diagnosed yesterday, right? So I don't want to repeat today because we already diagnosed yesterday, right? DDOG. And then some others, ISDN and International Summit and Twilio. Others, do you have some others to diagnose? So better for one person, we diagnose one stock, okay? Because we don't have enough time to diagnose all the stocks here you have mentioned. I have to pick several, and better we can help more people diagnose. And if you are interested in diagnose more of your individual stocks, can contact me privately. Okay, so my WhatsApp 9231 2307. This is my WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me privately to for more detailed diagnosis of your more individual stocks, right? So here I will try to diagnose one stock for each person. So the first one to diagnose, you can now see my screen. I think it's not a problem. Others, you can see my screen, right? Okay, so let's begin with the first one. The first one is ISDN, right? And I have a feeling that recently, I also have diagnosed this one, ISDN. Yeah, I think I also have diagnosed this one recently. Yes, and now, yesterday, you see, the price finally begin to move, and we see the retailers have disappeared completely. The big boys increased to be more than 25%, and the popular actually is turning upward, right? So this is a very good sign yesterday, and higher probability for today the price also went up. This is a higher probability. Let's check whether or not that's true. I07, right? Real time. I07. Yeah, you see? As is expected, today the price also went up because the pattern is very beautiful yesterday, right? And the first red circle already appeared several days ago, right? So the first red circle, that's 13th October. So you have been able to buy it yesterday, actually, because yesterday is a very good buy point when the close price is higher than the high price of the first red circle candle, and the retailers disappear completely, and the big boys increase, purple lantern upward. That's why for today it go up. Just now I predicted because I didn't check the price for today, right? I was predicting because the indicator here yesterday showed it's quite a bullish sign here. Short term, the upward momentum should be quite strong. Yeah, should be strong for short term. And yeah, this is the ISDN. So for other friends, AMD. Okay, let's check AMD. US stock, right? AMD. Wow. Okay. So for AMD, the good thing is currently we check the big boys still around 50%, right? And retailers only a few. So that's good. And also, if we check the yellow rainbow lines here, now it's acting as strong support. This is the support here. As long as the price remain above the yellow lines, we still have opportunity for this share in future. And for short term, the immediate resistance, the previous yellow Tai Chi signal. The low price, $82.67. The high price, $87.29. If the price in near future can break up the high here, which is 87.29, right? Then we should be able to have the recircle, first recircle, and then we might have opportunities in future for short term. And if by then the purple line already turned upward, that would be the best. If you trade for short term, follow the purple line here and first recircle in future and effective breakthrough of the high price of the previous yellow Tai Chi signal, you will be quite safe. And this share still get great potentiality because the big boy is still above 50%. It's quite stable. This is what we call bullish stocks. It's not the extremely bullish type. The extremely bullish type is the big boy can remain above 75% for a very, very long time. But this one is just a 50. 50 also okay, also good. This is also a good one to pick and to monitor. Only now we don't have buy points. We need to monitor the indicators here to wait for the proper timing to entry, right? But this is a good one to monitor. And the other one is Wilma. Okay, Wilma. Okay, let's check Wilma here. Okay, so end of day chart first, then we go to the real-time chart. Okay, so for Wilma, what we see is the previous bearish candle here, right? So it's a very long bearish candle, and the half level of this long bearish candle is acting as very, very strong resistance. So if the price cannot break up the half level here, no chance for Wilma, at least for short-term trading, right? For short-term, no chance. Meanwhile, here we see the big boys now is below 25%. If in future it can increase to be more than 25%, we have higher probability for the price to break up the resistance here. Currently, it's short-term, it's in downtrend because it's already white circle, right? Already white circle. Short-term, it's a downtrend, bearish. The strongest resistance level is the half of this long bearish candle. The price is around $4.52. Okay, $4.52. And also the other thing is, if the price cannot remain above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, it might turn further weaker in future. Because yesterday, the close price is already below the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, right? So if today and maybe tomorrow still remain below the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, for this one means medium term already turned weak. At least for medium term. Long term, we cannot say now because long term the white line is still upward, right? But for at least for medium term, it might be a weak. So let's check today the performance for Wilma. F34. Wow, that's not a good sign because today the price already dropped below the yellow line, right? So means this one might remain bearish for a while. Maybe tomorrow there might be some rebound, or in the near future there might be some rebound, but the yellow lines here will be strong resistance. Right, so and today we see until now we got some retailers come out, right? So this is not a very good sign for Wilma. If you didn't buy, better wait and see. Actually, this one may not be a very good pick now, right? If you want to monitor, I suggest that you can monitor some stronger ones. Price above the yellow lines, big boys above 50%. For example, BHQ. This one I also mentioned several times in my previous videos, and recently you see after the first recircle, if you have bought based on the signal here, then until now at least you're still at profit, right? But it's not that fast. The rally is not as fast as Jiutian Chemical or Ifast, but it still got the potentiality, and at least you are safe. Big boys around 50% recircle. But I'm not saying that you can buy Sunny Deal now, right? I'm saying that you can keep monitoring such kind of stocks with big boys more than 50% and price above the yellow lines. And you follow the red and white circle to time your short-term entry and exit. For medium-term, focus on the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow. As long as price remain above the yellow lines, means for medium-term, it's quite healthy uptrend. Upward momentum for medium-term remain quite strong. Okay, so not only Sunny Deal, one of my member recently also is monitoring Sembcorp Marine. Recently, he has been trading this share recently. You see, also uptrend, big boys more than 75%, no retailer, first recircle after that until now, at least you're still at profit. I'm not saying you can buy now because no buy point for now. I'm saying you can keep monitoring. And in future, once after some short-term correction, we have another buy point again, we can consider to buy, right? Okay, so if you don't have any other stocks to diagnose today, I will call it a day for today. But before we finish, I still need to remind you that all the stocks mentioned in the video are for the purpose of demonstration and education, not recommendation. Investors should be aware of the risks involved in stock trading and take full responsibilities for their own tradings. And also, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my follow my Facebook public page, which is called Trade with Homely Chart, right? You can search at Homely Amy Lei on Facebook to get my public page. This is my profile picture. You can click like, and then in future you will be able to see my latest videos, okay, and my latest events. And also, if you feel this video is helpful, don't forget to give me a thumb up, and don't forget to share with your friends. Your support will be my biggest motivation. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.